We started with garden design, and then I thought there's so much more to enjoy. So there is hands-on gardening. On the crafting side, we've got our established tutors like Wendy, who does pressed flowers. Jazz is an amazing glass artist. We have Jenny, who does natural dyeing. So you go out into the garden and pick plants that you wouldn't imagine have these sort of vibrant, wonderful colours. And you unlock the colours and then dye something to take home. And then Teresa does weaving. You do make yourself vulnerable, but I mean, the rewards are wonderful and they're to be had if you just step into the unknown, I think. You know, when you're running a small business, it is great to have other people who are doing the same, like-minded people who've had similar experiences or similar worries, who can encourage you, advise you. I think that's really, really great.
Hi, Claire here. Creating this show inspired me to take the Creativity Found mission further. As well as sharing inspirational stories of people who have embraced their creativity in adulthood, I wanted to actually help people do this for themselves and to support artists and crafters who share their creative knowledge with adults through their classes, kits and supplies. Creativityfound.co.uk and the Creativity Found Collective were born. You can visit creativityfound.co.uk to find ways to learn printmaking, try embroidery, get touchy-feely with clay, make your own kilt, start weaving, learn to paint, and so much more. And the wonderful teachers and makers featured on the website are members of the Creativity Found Collective. We also have business support enterprises as members who help others grow their businesses, which means they get to do more of the arting and crafting and less of the businessing. In this episode of the Creativity Found podcast, adapted from a live video posted on the Creativity Found YouTube channel and in the Creativity Found Facebook group, I chat with one of our members about what they do and how they can help you. And if you would like to join our merry band, simply visit creativityfound.co.uk/join us, and I'll see you soon. I still get so excited when it works.
It's that Jeopardy, isn't it?
It is. Okay, so we're all there. We are live in Facebook and YouTube now, so that's brilliant. Lovely to see you, Juliet. We were
Hi, Claire.
having a lovely chat, and I was thinking, we've spoken, but I haven't seen you since I had you in on the podcast.
I know. Time flies, doesn't it? It's amazing.
It's ridiculous.
But lovely to see
And
you.
Just a brief little introduction for anybody who hasn't seen any of these videos before. Each week-ish, I'm going live on Facebook and YouTube, as we are now, with a Creativity Found Collective member so that we can chat about what it is they do and, you know, communicate with everybody out there all about how this member can either help you to find a new creative outlet or to re-find an old creative outlet, or in some cases, how the collective member can help you as a small business owner to grow and thrive in your small business. So today I'm joined by Juliet Sargeant, and tell me, Juliet, how you help adults to get creative.
It's such a lovely thing to do, actually, because I enjoy being creative myself, and it's lovely to give other people, first of all, the headspace. You know, we're so busy. It's just lovely to take a day out of your usual routine. And at the Sussex Garden School, we just give you a lovely garden environment, a place to come and be with like-minded people and either try a new skill or practice your old skills. And so the first thing is that headspace, and then a nice environment. Sharing. You mentioned sharing, Claire. It's just great, isn't it? It's so inspiring to be with other people who are equally enthused, and also to be with tutors who have that kind of knowledge to share with you, I think is just great. So that's what we do at the Sussex Garden School. We run workshops for all sorts of creative things inspired by gardens, nature and landscape.
Tell me some of the workshops that you've got coming up, because I know you have gardening ones and the other ones as well. So what kind of things are you doing there?
Yeah, so I'm a garden designer. So we started with garden design. And then I thought there's so much more to enjoy in a garden. So there is hands-on gardening. On the crafting side, we're very excited because we've got our established tutors like Wendy, who does pressed flowers. Jazz is an amazing glass artist. So she does fused glass, all sorts of amazing things with coloured glass. And then we've got a couple of new tutors. We have Jenny, who does natural dyeing. So you go out into the garden and pick plants that you wouldn't imagine have these sort of vibrant, wonderful colours. And you unlock the colours and then dye something to take home. And then Teresa does weaving. I don't know if you're the same, Claire, but I've got various sort of garments like children's dresses and things that I just have because I don't want to lose them. But they're just sort of hanging about in the cupboard or the bottom of a drawer. And what Teresa does is teaches you to weave something with these fabrics so that you can keep it as a memento, which I think is a lovely thing to do.
It does sound brilliant. I am like that. And the fabrics as well. You have an item, but the fabric is lovely, but the item is not usable anymore for whatever reason. But there are parts of that fabric that are usable. Oh, that is such fun.
Yeah.
That sounds really, really interesting. You mentioned about sharing and how much you enjoy that. Why do you think, from your point of view, it's important for adults to be able to come and try creative activities?
Yeah, I think many of us have sort of happy memories of childhood and that sense of sort of wonder and experimentation as a child because everything is new and you're just going from one thing to another and it's all such a big surprise. But I think sometimes as adults we can get, a bit humdrum. And the thing about creativity and the importance, I think, for an adult is that it sort of unlocks your inner child because it's still there. You are still that child, and it gives you the opportunity to play. Adults need to play. Being creative is about expressing yourself in some way, whether it's, pottery or sewing, or you're expressing something of yourself. And by sharing it, you're sharing yourself. And I think that's why it's a gift to you, but it's also a gift to the person that you're sharing your creativity with. So it's a marvelous way for people to connect.
Yeah. Oh, that's really a lovely way of putting it. Brilliant. So do you find as adults experiencing new activities, and we talk a lot on the show about people not wanting to try something unless they're going to be good at it. I mean, what kind of experiences have you seen and your tutors seen of the people that come to your workshops? And are they bold and confident? Does it take a bit of time to get into it?
Yeah, I think that's really true. I do find that particularly in my garden design workshops, because I think, as adults, there's two things. First of all, a lot of people, as they get older, they experience success in life, perhaps in job or, family or whatever. And so taking on a new skill is making yourself vulnerable. You're really going back to a situation a bit like being at school, really, where you don't know and you don't know that you're going to be good at this. So, I mean, something that we're really keen on at the Sussex Garden School is creating an environment of encouragement and relaxation. And I do think that's important. It's somewhere to have fun and not feel that somebody's going to be breathing down your neck and saying, that's not right, that's not good enough. That's not what it's about. So I think you're right. You do make yourself vulnerable if you take on a new skill. But I mean, the rewards are wonderful and they're to be had if you just step into the unknown, I think.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like a very encouraging way to do that. And I think that's something generally we just need to promote, that there are places that you can do that and you can safely and happily go and take part in activity. So that's brilliant. What about the wider community? I mean, do you feel an importance for Sussex Garden School to be involved in a wider creative community? And what kind of value do you get from that?
Yeah, I think it's really lovely to be in a creative collective. Oh gosh, for so many reasons. But I think sort of personally, from that, talking about encouragement, when you're running a small business, starting a new venture, it is great to have other people who are doing the same, like-minded people who've had similar experiences or similar worries, who can encourage you, advise you. I think that's really, really great. And then, from just a purely practical business perspective, it's great to have people who have similar business experiences and things to share. It's it's a lovely thing to do.
Yeah, we had an online meetup yesterday, and I had gone there with a particular topic of conversation, which we did cover, but it kind of morphed around a bit, but it became something that was useful and actually led us towards something that we can cover in more detail in the future, because it's something that's needed. It's good to also get together and have a chat, isn't it?
It is, because running a small business, it can get lonely because you have quite a lot of responsibility on your shoulders. So just have a bit of headspace, a cup of tea, a chat online, it's just nice.
Yeah, brilliant. So what about future plans? Do you have plans going forward?
Yeah, so we're growing all the time, which is lovely. And that's one of the things I think about running a small business yourself, because you have the agility and the flexibility. So when I meet somebody creative and I think, oh, they're lovely, I sort of say, oh, do you fancy doing some teaching? So yeah, we're growing all the time and taking on new tutors. And in the summer, we'll be moving to a new studio, which is lovely, because quite a few of our courses are at different places, depending on the subject. So, for example, we do a pressed flower course at a flower farm so that people can go out and look at the flowers growing and press them. But we'll also very soon have our own studio so that we can run courses from a home base as well in West Sussex. So that will be very exciting. Yeah.
Oh God, I love a studio. I love it when people get their own premises.
Yeah. And well, it's lovely because it means that you can get a bit messy. And of course, we can store a lot of our things, paints, dyes, colours, whatever, at the studio, which would be really nice. So we'll have the best of both worlds. We'll go out for some places and also at the studio.
Well, it sounds absolutely fabulous. Thank you so much, Juliet. In the comments, or whatever it's called, the description for the video, I've put the link to Sussex Garden School page at creativityfound.co.uk. And if you go there, you can find links straight to Sussex Garden School website and to Juliet's social media. So you can find everything there. Like I mentioned earlier, Juliet's episode of the Creativity Found podcast, because Juliet actually trained medically before becoming a garden designer.
A while ago, but yes I did.
So that's a brilliant story. So do have a listen to that. And this stream I've done on Riverside, which is a platform that I record the podcast on. I have also put a link in the description to Riverside and to Buzzsprout, who host my podcast. If you do use the links and pay for a subscription on anything in my links, then I will get a few pennies towards the Creativity Found podcast. So that would be even lovelier. But in the meantime, thank you so much, Juliet. It's been lovely to catch up and to hear about how the classes are expanding. And I love the way you said about, I meet a nice creative person and then I ask for a cup of tea. Which is how I work. Thank you so much. And I'll see you
Lovely
soon.
to see you. Bye, Claire. Bye, everyone.
Thanks so much for listening to Creativity Found. I hope you enjoyed this episode and gained some value from it. If you did, perhaps you'd like to contribute a small monetary sign of appreciation, either by becoming a regular supporter from as little as $3 per month, using the link in the show notes, or if you're listening on a value for value enabled app, such as Fountain, TrueFans, or Podverse, feel free to send a few sats my way. I also occasionally promote products that I personally use, so please use the affiliate link where relevant if you are buying from those fine companies. Thanks so much, I really appreciate it.